Hello team, I'm going to take you through a mobility workout today. So concentrating on hips, knees, lower body, as in doing your ankles as well. We will do some shoulder stuff initially. We will do some flexibility, in particular our hamstrings and our glutes. I do have a strap here. If you don't have a strap at home, you can use a towel. Towel's pretty easy, or even if you've got a piece of rope or something like that. It's just when we do the hamstring stretches at the end, but that's pretty much the only thing that we'll be using the strap for. But for now, I'm gonna put that on the ground and just start off by doing some head circles. So nice big circles, but not pushing it in any way, just letting the weight of our head just dictate how big those circles are. So you might feel a few little clicks and a few noises in your neck, just as long as they're not painful and as long as we're not pushing it too far as we go the other way. Okay, so we're going to do some shoulder circles now. We're going to start off by taking our shoulders forward and making each revolution a little bit bigger than the previous one. So as we bring our shoulders backwards, we're going to open up our chest. As we're bringing our shoulders up and over forwards, you can see I'm opening up my upper back. So they can become quite exaggerated. What I mean by that is really pronounced big circles and really getting that bit of a wave type motion with your entire spine. Okay, now let's take those circles rearward. So once again, we'll just start nice and small to begin with each revolution a little bit bigger. Okay, as I face the front again, I'm going to bring my hands up underneath my chin like so. I'm just going to pivot or twist around from side to side. My feet are planted for now, so therefore we shouldn't be twisting too much. It is twisting the spine, which you can do as long as you're not putting any undue stress on it and not try to turn around too far. Okay, so we're gonna do some more twisting motions. However, with this one, when I turn around or pivot around to one side, that trailing leg there, I want you to pivot up like so, okay, as opposed to just planting your feet. You're actually gonna twist and then pivot as well. Okay, so we're gonna go all the way up, high left like so punching up towards the ceiling, coming around the other side, and same thing, punching up towards the ceiling again. Okay, so with each revolution, we're gonna stretch out a little bit further. We wanna get to the point where that rear heel, you see down there, is pushing towards the ground. So really elongating your entire body. Okay, so you should be at full stretch now with each repetition, really stretching out your entire body. Feeling that stretch all the way down your arms through to your shoulders, all the way down your trunk, through your hips, the back of your hamstrings, all the way down to your calves. Okay, we're now going to take that punch or that upper arm movement to the same height as our shoulders, and in a few repetitions we're going to start to take it down a little bit lower. Okay, so there you go. So you see with my legs, each time I twist around, I'm really compressing down into that twist. Okay, so this is just preventing too much torsional stress on your hips and lower back. If you can't compress down too much into that half squat, just take it up a little bit further, like so. You don't need to go down the whole way, but if you can do that comfortably. It takes a fair amount of strength, but also mobility as well. Okay, that will do us. Let's have a bit of a shakeout. Okay, so we're gonna do some hip circles now. So feet around shoulder width apart, okay? And we're gonna start off with nice, small little circles. So we really wanna concentrate on our hips doing the circles, okay? Not our upper body. So we're gonna try and keep anything from about belly button height up. We're going to try and keep that as still as possible. So really concentrating on hip circles. If you're finding the upper body is having to move a bit, that's fine. Let's just take those, the diameter of the hip circles back a notch. Okay, so we're trying to concentrate on the relationship between the hips and the upper legs and the lower back. We want to get that moving the way it should. Okay, so but if we're moving our upper body too much, we're not really allowing that to happen. So you can, with your hands, you can force that circle a little bit by pushing your hips, not too much. You should be able to assist your hips by creating that circle. You might feel certain sections of the circle being a little bit tighter than others, and if that's the case, you can just stay there for a little bit, go back over it, and then continue the circle. Okay, let's take that back the other way. We'll unwind. Okay, I think that's enough for the hip circles. We will keep our feet in the same position. There, we're going to come down to our knees. So hands on our knees, and the same thing. We're going to do little circles to begin with our knees. Make that circle or the revolution a little bit bigger each time we go around. And we'll take that the other way. Okay, cool. Righto. We're going to do some ankle circles now. So to start off with the ankle circles, we're going to put all our weight on our left leg, okay? So then with our right foot, we're just going to come up on our toe like so, and basically just going to pirouette around with that foot as much as we can. If you, depending on what your level of mobility is like, and how tight you are in your foot, you should be able to get to the point, or hopefully, we can always work up to it, that we're going to really push that foot into the ground like so, and kind of flatten it out as much as possible. It's not supposed to be uncomfortable. Yes, you might feel a bit of muscle tension releasing, but it shouldn't be painful. And let's take that back the other way. Okay, cool. Let's swap that up now. So all our weight is now on our right foot. We're doing the same with our left foot. So once again, starting those revolutions pretty small, and then kind of really trying to push that foot into the ground and really stretch out all those very busy muscles that are in your feet that we quite often neglect. And back the other way. Okay, cool. So I'm going to show you the next exercise we are going to do. It is called a sunrise. Okay, so I'm going to break the exercise down for you into stages before you go ahead with it. If you know how to do them, please proceed and get stuck into it. But if you haven't done it before and these are new to you, I'm going to show you. Okay, so we're going to start off in this position here. All right. We're going to initiate the movement by tucking our chin in like so, peeling down. Once we get to about that position there, we want to sit down into the squat like so. It is a challenging exercise, especially when you're doing it slow. We then roll our shoulders back rearwards. We come up like so with our arms. We're then going to create that sunrise. So back into that position. You might want to take your feet a little bit wider than what you would usually have them in. So probably a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. So do the movement for you again. So tucking our chin in, peeling down. Okay, coming down into that squat, up, our hands up towards the ceiling or the sky, creating that nice big sunrise to really stretch those shoulders out. Okay. So I'm just going to let you go ahead and do these in your own time. So probably going to do around 5 to 10 of them. Okay, just a couple more. Okay, good work. So let's have a little bit of a shakeout, and then we're going to make our way down to the floor. Okay, so on our backs, knees up, knees together. Hands out to your side, doesn't really matter. We're just gonna allow our knees to drop down one side, then the other, letting gravity do its work. We're gonna do windmills or window wipers for around 30 to 60 seconds. So you might feel a few cracks in your lower back. As long as there's no pain, that's completely fine. Your knees should naturally be able to drop a little bit further each time. Okay, so we're going to come around to tabletop position now. So take your time. Once you get into that all fours or tabletop position, just make sure your hands and knees are completely squared off, so you're making a nice neat rectangle in between your points of contact on the mat. Okay, so we're going to do some reach throughs or threading the needle. So we're going to reach through like so, and then back up to that tabletop position, then reaching through to the other side. So each time you do this, you should be able to push through a little bit further. So when you slide your hand through, or when you're threading the needle, it's probably a little bit easy if you put your hand so the back of your hand is on the floor. Just slides a little bit easier. Okay, back to tabletop position. Once again, getting those points of contact nice and square. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to do some cat camels or cat cows. We're going to start off by pretending there's a rod through our hips here, and we're going to pivot on that rod. So we're going to start off by tucking your belly button in and pulling your pelvic bone up towards your belly button and really extending that tailbone through here. And then we're going to roll our hips forward. And you'll see I'm now extending my back. So like this exercise, as many others that we're doing, we don't want to push it to the full range. We do want to free up a lot of those tight joints, allow those muscles to be allowing us to move properly, but we also don't want to be jeopardizing our our ligaments and tendons by stretching out too far. So if you're feeling a little bit of pain when you do this, when you get to the end of the range, just kind of take it back a notch or two. You might feel a bit of discomfort or just say tension being released, which is completely fine. And that's what we're hoping to do, is what we're hoping to achieve. We don't want to feel pain. Okay, now I'm going to bring my head into it. So we're going to bring our head down, facing towards the mat. And then as I extend my back, I'm going to look up towards the ceiling. Okay, that will do then. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to do some hip circles whilst in this position. Been calling them Miss Piggies, so if you know what I'm talking about there. Okay, so once again in the tabletop position, and we're essentially, our backside is going to be making ever so small circles like that. A bit of a challenging one if you haven't done it before, just to kind of get that coordination right and that message from your brain down to the right muscles to do the actual exercise. So be patient, it'll happen. The penny will drop at some stage, and if you can't do it straight away, and you'll eventually be able to create those circles, and you'll feel quite a bit of relief as well. Okay, let's take those circles the other way. Okay, excellent work. We're going to make our way back onto our backs again. If you did have a strap or a towel or whatever you have, you're going to grab that now. Okay. Okay, so hamstring stretches. I'm going to put my foot in that end strap there. Okay, so I'm going to take up my leg as high as I can whilst keeping that knee straight. So really important, if you can only get your knee to say that height, for example, but your leg straight, that's completely fine. We're sort of really concentrate on keeping that leg straight, and then we can always work on the flexibility from there. Okay, so I'm gonna hold it for around 30 seconds or so. If your hamstring's starting to release a little bit, you can pull back a little bit firmer. Okay, and swap sides now. And then straight up into that stretch. Okay. Now we're gonna do a couple of glute stretches now. So bringing your knees up like so, I want you to take one leg over the other like so, and you should, if you can reach through and grabbing the front of your shin like so, you're gonna do that, drawing this leg into your chest and feeling that in your in that glute there. If you can't get your hands around the front of your shins there, I want you to pass that towel, or if you do have a strap, through the front of your shin there, like so. Okay, so we'll start off, foot over the top and on top of your opposite thigh, and then you'll pull with a strap or towel in towards your chest, so you'll feel that once again in that glute down there. Okay, let's swap that up. And if you can reach through, you're gonna do that. So there's usually quite a bit of tightness in our glute muscles, so a bit of tension. So therefore you just really want to concentrate on those big, deep breaths just to release the tension and allow you to give it a bit more of a stretch. Okay, I'm going to come up to a seated position now and finish off with an abductor stretch. Okay, so I'm going to bring our feet in as close as you can towards your body with your forearms. It's going to press down the inside of our thighs. You should feel that stretch through your adductor muscles there. You can also roll from side to side a little bit if you'd like. Okay, that's it. I hope you've enjoyed the flexibility and mobility workout.